Okay, hello, welcome back to another game of chess. Today we are facing the move e4. I'm going to play knight to f6, Alekhine or Alekhine's defense. I'm thinking of switching up my repertoire pretty soon. I might have a look at playing the French maybe, because I quite like the positions I get that transpose into the Steinitz French from Alekhine's defense. However, the exchange French is so depressing that I may have to just never play that in my life. Give me a suggestion in the comments. You know, I'm becoming a proper YouTuber right now. First minute of the video, I'm telling you to comment. Give me a suggestion. What should I play against e4? I want to switch up the repertoire because while this is a very interesting and somewhat dynamic and also kind of throws your opponent out of theory opening, it's not really best suited to my playstyle, I don't think. It was when I played the crazy lines like d4, b5, giving up a full pawn, the O'Sullivan gambit. But, you know, in the lines which are very easy for strong players to make with c4, knight b6, d4, which get a huge space advantage. And I'm not sure I enjoy that, or I am enjoying that as much as I used to. However, you do see the benefit. I am now a minute up on the clock. You know what? I'm feeling exciting today. We're playing b5. I mean, recently I've been playing d6, which is like the actual theory. b5 is known as the O'Sullivan gambit, and then you play c5 here, opening up the queen's threat to a5. They cannot simply take this pawn because of a beautiful line with pawn takes queen a5, and if knight c3, you can take the knight, removing the defender of the bishop and creating all sorts of problems here. They play c4, so we take this pawn, which is another super funny thing because they can't really take the knight because then we go check. They don't have knight c3 because the pawn defends here. The prevalence of knight c3, of course, if for those of you who don't feel like that's obvious, is defending the bishop while also blocking the check. Which would normally be a resource that's possible in this sort of queen a5 setup. Now we go knight to b4, and we are threatening knight to c2. This is a terrible position for us, but this is prep that I have, because I used to play this all the time. The knight comes here to defend c2. Now, I've not seen that before. I'm thinking it seems a little dubious. Can I play queen a5 anyway? Like, hello, I'm gonna go do some big discovery and win your queen if you play bishop d2. Oh my god, please play bishop d2. I am begging. Ladies and gentlemen, we get to play the move. I think queen takes knight. Oh my god, I didn't see the pawn was defending the knight. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe I didn't see that pawn was defending the knight. I'm so stupid. How could I be so blind? Okay, if you saw through that ruse of Oscar level acting there, the point is that if they take my queen, I've just got a knight for a queen. Horrible trade, but then I get to play knight c2 and win back the queen. And so actually, I've got a knight for basically nothing, which is excellent stuff. Now, you see how sharp these lines are. You see how one can be addicted to playing them. I really shouldn't though, because I've started playing a lot more classical over the board chess. Against some like 2,000 rated players. I recently beat a 2,000 rated player over the board, like an actual rating of 2,000, not an online rating. Actual ratings are much more harsh, so I was very happy about that. I'm probably going to make a video covering that game. Comment down below, yeah, again, if you'd be interested in seeing that. But yeah, my opponent now, I mean, they're faced with the choice, accept the queen and accept the loss of a knight, and also the fact that king has to move, and that it's just not good, you know, it's not good news. I hit the bishop as well. Or don't take the queen and accept the loss of the knight. Otherwise, I don't think there's another move. Doesn't seem to be a check that is meaningful. Like, I don't know, takes here, I just take with the bishop. I'm not seeing anything special about that. If you take the knight here, I can just play queen takes. And of course that comes with check. That's just a nice move. I guess we'll pre-move this. It's a safe pre-move because if they choose to take my knight, the queen takes will work. But yeah, huge time advantage. 2161 is the current rating, climbing ever towards that 2200 goal. For long-term fans of the channel, you will know that I haven't been at 2200 yet, and I am dying to get there. But I think we can chalk this one up as a win already. Hopefully the conversion will be interesting. I may cut some of this out of the video because my opponent is thinking for a long time now, aware that they have blundered a beautiful tactic, queen takes a3. It looks flashy, but it's actually quite simple. It's just, I want to fork the king and queen. I'm just going to remove the defender. Just so happens I can do that by sacrificing my queen. So they step across with their queen and hit my rook. And hold this square. very interesting. And my queen's still hanging, also very interesting. I have this check. I also have takes here. And if you take my rook, I take your rook, and it's just a mess. Which I'm tempted to play. No, but takes here, there's rook b1. Maybe check. We're going to do it just because it's fun. I probably shouldn't have done that. I may have just thrown away a hugely winning position. It might have been better to go knight d3. We're not going to calculate here. We're going to stay up on time. Rook b1 here looks like a great move, attacking my queen, getting the rook out of danger, protected by the queen. I'm then going to play knight c2 check. They take my rook. I'm going to take your rook. The thing is, how am I defending these pieces? Oh, this was not a good idea. I'm defending it like this. Oh my god, with check? Are you joking? Take the pawn with check and defend the knight. And I can bring this knight back to like hold this. No way. Or, hear me out. I play queen c7 and try and go bishop b7, forcing you to take here to then play bishop f3, discover onto the queen. Oh no, but there's a bishop here. We're going to go queen c7 anyway, just because I like the look of this move. We sort of hunker down here, hold on to the knight, hold on to the bishop. If my opponent has any sense, I would assume they would take this chance to get the queen out of there. But should they get the queen out of there, we've kind of just solidified our advantage. Then we played knight back to c6 if we want. Probably it's more accurate to leave the knight out there, you know, maybe being useful over here. But for the sake of argument, it's easy to see how if the queen leaves, you know, maybe back to f3, then we could just be completely safe. We'll play with like e6, defend the knight, ready to play bishop e7, castle. My opponent's king can't castle. We'll have to analyze this because this is very interesting, but yeah, queen c7, very pleasant move, I think. Oh my god. Wait, so if I go here, you just take this with check, but then you take this with check. I recapture, you take my queen, and I take over here. Sorry, mate. The tactics are too sharp. The tactics are too sharp. The only move for my opponent really is to take on here with either one of the pieces. Otherwise, I'm taking the queen. The queen is boxed in the corner. Absolutely boxed in the corner. So yeah, you have to play either queen or bishop takes. If bishop takes, I take their queen, they take my queen. Yes, they want a knight, but then I go all the way over here. Take on g2, win a pawn, and also a rook as well. This is actually a really common idea. Okay, we see takes. I will now go over and take the pawn here. And I mean, honestly, I think we see resignation probably. After I take here, surely they resign. Or maybe they keep playing because there's some chances with the bishops and this knight over here. But yeah, I'm not seeing it. Bishop takes g2 rather, sorry, is an outrageous end to the tactics. Okay, we don't want to take this rook here and give up a knight for no reason. There's absolutely no reason to do that. We can just save the knight like this. If you take, I will take and just be, you know, not with the bishop, because then of course f3 or knight f3 and the rook can escape. Leave the rook imprisoned here. And if you don't take, I will probably go knight check. Yeah, we're just going to go check. Forcing the king. The king can't go towards the bishop, as the bishop holds both these squares. We can then take this bishop. Although I do then give my opponent some connected pass pawns, which may be not the wisest idea, but I think we are just up too much material to care at that point. Although that was probably stupid, but oh well. Will we see f3? Kind of makes no sense. I just need to play e6, get my bishop out, castle, and I'll be absolutely fine. Or play like e6 and d5. They do go f3. That move doesn't make sense to me. The reason being... Oh wait, are they just going to try and run this pawn? I was going to say this doesn't make sense because now the knight is tied to this pawn and that is one of their only pieces. But if I play the e6 here, they go here. Then what? Because the bishop holds the queening square. That's actually quite dangerous. e6 here. Takes here. Oh, I can always do this and sack the rook. I mean, it's kind of a boring way to do it, but I think we're just gonna clean up this game now. We're gonna give my opponent some hope, some false hope though. They might not go for this. They may play a4. But yeah, okay, they do go for this. We will take here. They will play b7 almost undoubtedly. Because, I mean, why else would you have given me this? And then we will just go king e7 and say, I'm very sorry, mate, but I will just be sacrificing a full rook for that pawn. There we go. And then going bishop c5, ready to take the knight, then take the pawn. If you move the knight, I will just take the pawn. And we are up quite a few pawns, I must say. It's another probably key thing about this game, actually, which is weird that it's somehow diluted into this. I definitely shouldn't have gone for this and given my opponent the 2 connected pass pawns. That was a horrible bit of technique. I could have just taken the rook here. Or even, I mean, there's no rush to take the rook necessarily. I could just play e6. Oh, my opponent has moved. Oh, sorry. There we go. They moved the knight. We're just going to take here. Got a beautiful bishop pair. They have 1 remaining pawn against this armada of pawns here. And yeah, it's not looking good. You can't afford to let me have any trades. We have 7 minutes left on the clock. My opponent has a measly 1 minute and 53 seconds now. And yeah, there should be a win. I'd imagine they resign. If you're still watching, first of all, thanks very much for the watch time. But secondly, I vow to try and make this an interesting checkmate. If they don't play, okay, we're just gonna. I mean, yeah. If they don't resign at any point, I'm gonna make them, maybe with a pawn if I can. It is quite funny. Anyone that's played a lot of chess, answer this question: are all opposite colored bishop endgames a draw? If so, look at this. We're gonna go f6, just completely lock up where the king can go, and we're gonna go check. I vow to try and make this an interesting checkmate. Here. I mean, I should be promoting. You know what? Promote to a knight. Best move, triple exclamation mark. You go here. Take my bishop. Okay, man. I'm going to give my opponent more time. Look at this. Here you go. Have some more time, bro. You want to resign? Have some more time. I don't want you to resign. I'm enjoying myself too much. We're going to go... How are we going to do this? Knight here, and we're going to go knight to d3. I'm just absolutely playing with the food right now, so to speak. Oh. Jesus. All right, well, I think I delivered on the promise of something interesting for the checkmate. Don't know why they just wasted their time playing that on. Let's have a quick look at the analysis. Okay, so here we are in the analysis. Let's have a quick look through that game. So I probably time-lapsed that endgame up until the end there because it was, I don't know why my opponent played on. They were down 4 pawns. It was a fairly trivial conversion, but had a nice ending. So yeah, I'll probably leave it in, but time-lapse it. Now, e4, knight f6, e5, knight d5 here, d4, and you see in the Lee chess database, b5 here, this outrageous move has a high, wait, it has the highest win rate for black. Probably not, yeah, average rating 1755, not exactly, you know, the masters are playing this. If you look at the masters, literally none of them have played this. I mean, Eric Rosen's played this, but I think this is over the board games. Takes here, c5, c4, takes is the best move. The point being, sorry, whoa, spoilers. You have just seen that, to be fair. The point is, if they take this pawn, as I said in the game, we go queen a5, and if they try and go knight here protecting the bishop, we can of course take that knight, and after they recapture, then we can take the bishop. So instead, they went for c4, which is the best move. We take on here, and again, the point is, they take the knight, we go check, there's no knight c3. So instead, queen takes, knight b4, the best move, and then yeah, knight a3. Oh my god, I had a6. What's the point of a6? The bishop, bishop a4, then queen. Oh, I missed that. I should know that, come on. Oh, yeah, everyone else played queen a5 as well, which has a great win rate, but a6, the point is that the bishop goes back, and then we can play queen a5, and we hit the bishop and have this huge threat here of all sorts of forks. And if you go back with the queen, I can do this check. The king's going to move, and I can then pick up the rook, because not only were we forking the king and the queen there, there was a nice little family fork with the rook as well. So kicking the bishop to a4 would have been a good idea. They didn't have to actually move that bishop if I attacked it, but that is the most accurate move. Instead, I went for queen a5 straight away, which just says it's a blunder. I mean, 1.7, oh, there's queen e4. And then I just have to, like, develop a knight, and not lose my rook. Okay, I imagine I get some a6 at some point anyway, but instead my opponent played this bishop move quite intuitively, allowing me to take the knight here. Nice little queen sack. Of course, sorry, if they took, we would go check, win the queen, as I said. So they went queen e4, and then look at this only move. Look at this, minus 3.9 or 3.1, whoever, or whatever rather. And then yeah, the next best move, plus 4.4. So only move here, taking on b2. Some beautiful intuition. They take my rook, I take their rook, king up, we take back here and defend the knight with check. Bishop blocks, and it liked a6 here. I suppose, yeah, queen c7 was never going to be the top computer move. I mean, it's very sort of human, like I just wanted to hold on to everything, not worry about anything. It doesn't hate it though by any means. And in fact, only thinks it's good because there's a queen trade that makes it less losing immediately for white. But a queen trade on a human level in this position is just, you know, it's just a guaranteed win. So this made sense. Here, bishop e7 is beautiful, which the computer takes a second to realize. Because whatever they take with, say they take with bishop, we take here, they can take my queen, and then we go and take this. But instead what actually happened was they took with queen, same thing happens, and we take on here. Now, they attack my knight, I went back, bishop here, check here and takes. The engine thinks it's fine, give it a sec, there we go. The engine likes it. Probably in practice that wasn't a great idea to give two connected pass pawns. I can now take the rook, and then it likes e6. b6, I take. b7. Oh, I could have castled to defend it. I preferred king e7. I think my king's just a bit more active there, and it's obviously going to be an endgame. They promote, takes, bishop c5. Yeah, best move. Knight moves, we pick up the pawn. And this is just a completely winning endgame. Now, we will tap through this relatively quickly. This is one of the rare examples in which an opposite color bishop endgame is not a draw. There's kind of a joke that they're very drawish in the chess community. This one, blatantly not. And here I just messed around for a bit, honestly. I really thought my opponent would resign, but I got the pawns pushing, brought the king up, went e3, is mate 6 here, d3, here, and yeah, obviously promoting to a queen is mate. I thought let's go check, drive the king up, and then promote to a knight, because that's quite funny, hoping that if they took, I could promote to another knight, and probably I would get forked and lose a knight, but oh well, this would have been funny. But instead, they went king back here. I go knight here. The point is I want to go here and then make a new knight. I was just going to try and make a load of knights, honestly. But yeah, look at that. Checkmate. Nice ending to the game. But as you saw, all the advantage there started with a lovely sacrifice. Queen takes a3. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff that helps the channel out. I will not be playing much of the O'Sullivan Gambit. This is a rare treat. I did used to play it a lot, but as I said at the start of the video, I'm going to switch up the repertoire, so make sure you leave a comment on what you want to see me learn against e4, because whatever I learn against e4, I will likely make videos and tutorials on fun lines that I find, so hopefully that will benefit you guys as well. So yeah, what do you want to see? See you in the next one. Goodbye.